So we're here at the Vollmer Farm, and we're going to talk to John Vollmer, who's the owner and operator of this farm, and his son, Russ Vollmer, who is both farming here, but is also works in crop insurance and has been in a lot of positions in crop insurance. So we're going to talk to both of them today about how risk management affects the growth of local food and organic. Just to start out, let me ask you just to say a few words about the farm and what, where are we? What do you, what do you do here, and those kinds of things.
Right. Well, we are here in the middle of the farm. We have strawberries behind us over this way. We have CSA garden here behind us this way, and so strawberries are our main anchor crop, and it has replaced tobacco as our primary source of income, and so much more positive in terms of the future. And so our family had a serious debate at the beginning of this process, and it began actually 25 years ago. So little by little we've made those baby steps, and to the point now that we are making our families living without tobacco as a mainstay on the farm. So I'm delighted with that, because I think that's the key to helping the farm transition to the next generation. That's our goal. My wife and I have that goal, is that we'd like to see this farm remain a family farm into several generations. The mindset of my son and his family is the same. So there is the potential for it to go on, but it takes an enterprise out here. Otherwise, the farm becomes a burden to the generation that doesn't live and work here. So I'm excited about our prospects for that in the future. What is difficult for us, though, is that we realize how vulnerable we are when it comes to trying to manage the risk here at the farm. Now, we can do frost freeze protection. We do that very well. We have the tools in place to do that, but we can't handle a hailstorm or a hurricane on our crops. And so I feel that if we have some vulnerability, it is in that arena.
My name is Russ Vollmer, and I'm one of the Vollmers here on the Vollmer Farm. My dad and I, along with my wife Mary and my mom, we operate the Vollmer Farm, but I also have a full-time crop insurance job. So I've seen both sides of that, and how the current products that RMA has out for risk management, how they work, how easily they are sold, and how easily they're not sold. It's RMA in many ways needing to adapt their procedures to what's going on in the field, because agriculture in many ways is not, it's not standing still. Right. These farmers are trying to figure out, we're trying to figure out how to stay in business. And so it's constantly moving, it's constantly changing. So for the established crops, it's not a problem. The wheat, corn, beans, soybeans, tobacco, cotton, it's not an issue. But more and more farmers are moving away from those traditional commodity crops, row crops, and moving into what we do. So crop insurance has got to be able to adapt to that.
The need to be able to take this strawberry crop that had become our anchor crop and be able to produce it and have it continue to be what we saw as our future prompted the need to learn about sustainable practices and organic, and we also felt like we could get a premium for the product, and we do.
One of the key or biggest challenges that the crop insurance industry has is dealing with a farmer that is starting to transition his crops or his fields from a conventional setup to an organic practice, to a certified organic practice, and most people know that takes a period of time, okay? So you've got that issue going on, plus you have the issue of needing to have enough history, actual production history, years of history, in order for crop insurance to say, okay, we'll take that risk. A beginning farmer has no history. So if he's lucky enough to be growing a crop that we have an established program on, like corn and beans, that's not a problem. We have procedures as far as handling that. But for a farmer that's out growing vegetable crops and doing stuff like we're doing on our farm, he's out of luck until he can get more history. The risk management has gotten on board and has the organic practices available now. So that's been a very positive thing. Being able to insure organically is one thing, but the problem is we don't have products available just with a standalone product. Like for our strawberries now, that product's gone, they pulled that. For our sweet corn, for our tomatoes.
So right now we have NAP coverage, and that is a bare bones kind of thing. It's fairly inexpensive, so why not take it? You would get something, but you have to have almost a complete wipeout in order for us to have any collection of funds and insurance proceeds. And so if you had $4,000 or $5,000 of coverage, what is that compared to a strawberry crop that has the potential of yielding $40,000 gross income? And so that's what we're trying to protect. That's what we want to protect. A CSA garden, 2 acres of CSA gardens will generate 90 grand of income, gross income, so we're trying to protect that. So if we were to have a wipeout during a storm that hit here in this 25-acre confined area here, we feel like that we'd have to hawk the farm in order to be able to pay out.
We see this is our future. You know, this environment, buying local, where people know where their food is coming from, that touches people, it connects with them. That's what they want.
And so who knows what's going to happen with the next generation? Would there be actually the potential for 3 generations to be working here on the farm? I think so. And so, but with each expansion, there's greater and greater risk. And so therein is the scary part. And so if we felt like that we had coverage of our risk, then we would be a little more at ease about making those expansion plans.
We're not waiting on crop insurance to catch up with us. The unfortunate part about that is that we're vulnerable, completely vulnerable to Mother Nature.
So crop insurance is an absolute necessity these days because, and of course, that's why we feel at risk. And we know that we don't have proper crop insurance, and we're just at risk. That's all there is to it. And that would be the one undoing of what our master plan is here.